Hey everyone, I'm Isabel Brito and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Today's discussion is going to be regarding the lunar eclipse in the sign of Cancer and how this lunar eclipse is going to affect you personally. Also, what type of techniques as far as cleansing you can use during this time. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. Well, as I said, we are in right now, currently going through this full moon lunar eclipse. Yes, there's a whole bunch of freaks and lunatics out tonight. And not only that, these freaks and lunatics are super fucking emotional. That is actually what a lunar eclipse does to a full moon. It's a full moon on steroids. Super powerful, super charged, depending on what sign that moon falls into. And this time around, guess what? Cancer is home. Cancer, the zodiac sign Cancer, is naturally ruled by the moon. So it feels comfortable here. However, Cancer is a super watery, because its element is of water, emotional, does tend to be very sulky, very attached, and quite clingy. But the good side about Cancer is that here you are going to be able to really tune into your emotions. And the world that we live in now, it's everything's all about logic, and logic is good. And yes, sometimes emotions can be very out of control, especially because it could be very irrational. In this lunar eclipse, this is where you start to tune in and understand where are these emotions coming from. And it's deeper than that, guys. This is the best time to dig into your shadow self. What is your shadow self? Your shadow self is that ego. It's that part of you that you don't like very much about yourself, okay? That you tend to suppress and hide away. But then, something comes out, something triggers it, a relationship, or someone road rage, cusses you out, woo, and then you curse their asses out, and before you know, you're in a big fucking fight and cause traffic. Yeah, that's like your shadow self playing out, okay? Or when you're stalking your ex, or driving by their house, or constantly calling them and just not cutting it off. Yes, that is part of your shadow self playing out, because at the end of the day, those type of qualities are qualities that you don't really like about yourself, and you tend to want it to remain in the shadows, not be seen. Full moons has to do when situations have reached a peak. Something is coming to conclusion. Whatever situation it is that's playing out. And again, guys, I should have mentioned this in the very beginning. This necessarily, maybe an individual is going to feel it with their relationship. Maybe another individual is going to feel it in their career. Another individual is going to feel it with their health. And that is because of our natal charts. Depending on what time you were born, tells you how these planets are going to affect daily astrological events, okay? How our planets are rotating. They're also rotating in your own natal chart, your own chart. The way I kind of look at this, we all have our own world, okay? When we look through our eyes, we see things in our own perspectives. We play out certain situations in our own way. Well, whatever energy it is that we are working with. It's your imprint. The whole goal is to master it. So whatever energy it is that you're working with, according to aspects and planet alignments going on in your chart, the whole goal is to become above it. Going back to what I was saying, if you do not know where this lunar eclipse is playing out, I am actually going to be uploading it the last night of the lunar eclipse. But you can always go back, because depending on where Cancer falls into your natal chart, that is where that lunar is going to be playing. And guys, I'm not really gonna get so much into this. However, I will put a link below where you can find your natal chart. This is a website I love to use. I've been using it for years. It's astral.com. You can use a lot of their tools for free. But if you do want to get, like, let's say transit readings, personal like daily readings that they upload, because they have great information, especially when it comes to transits, where a lot of transits that are playing a huge part in your natal chart, you will not find it by just Googling it. And they provide like very good detail information. I think like you can subscribe with them too. It's like $44 yearly, or you can pay like a low fee monthly of like $3.72, something like that. But I just know it's pretty cheap. It's pretty affordable. And it all depends on how into astrology you're in. So what happens with eclipses? When there is a full moon lunar eclipse, this is when situations have come to a conclusion. So if there have been any doors that were opened, they're going to be shut. They're just gonna shut, okay? And what I mean about that, situational, if there's a relationship that has been lingering and you don't know where it's going, and you have been telling yourself, this is something that I need to let go, this is something that I need, or I don't know where it's gonna go, I don't understand, you know, trust and believe with this eclipse, it's going to reveal itself. And during this time, emotions, it's, again, already a full moon eclipse is on steroid. And then we have this super emotional sign, Cancer, in this full moon, which is already an emotional, sulky type of energy. If this is a relationship that needs to come to a conclusion, either you or the other individual, or just the relationship itself, there's going to be a lot of emotions flying around. Honestly, I'll say I have been feeling it. And it's so weird because I was just actually talking to like a individual through text about this. They've been feeling like this vibration. And it was so weird because I was like, oh my gosh, I was feeling that like yesterday. I literally thought, guys, that I had my phone in my pocket. And then I go to look at my pants. I'm like, well, my phone wouldn't even fit here, because I felt like it was literally a vibration on my hip. And I felt it again on Monday, this past Monday of this week, which would have been January 7th or 8th. And I thought I had my phone inside my jacket, because I kept feeling like these like vibrate, like parts of my body were like vibrating. It was really weird. So when he texted me that today, I was like, whoa, that is so strange. And so I told him, I kind of explained to him that you're just very sensitive. The full moon, it brings out it brings out our instincts, actually. Our intuition are heightened, but with our intuition, our instincts are too. So think about animals, guys, because we are animals. Animals will evacuate, if need be, before humans do. All right? Where we're just starting to hear about a hurricane coming in, I'm pretty sure animals have already detected it weeks prior and have started preparing for it. That's their instinct. Animals' instincts are very, very much ran by the moon. And that's because the moon is the closest outside object from planet Earth. It's the closest. It's the closest compared to the sun, to Mars. So that's why it does play a huge effect when it comes to our oceans, like the tides, to animals, and to our emotions. Hopefully this is all making sense. People are just going to be very emotional. Some of you guys are going to get like these visions. Either you've been dreaming. I've had dreams. Dreaming, or last night in the middle of the night, And excuse me, guys. On top of the fact that my instincts are acting up, so are my allergies. Alright guys, sorry about that. So just kind of jumping into where I left off before I started like trying to scratch inside my throat. Where did I leave off? What I was most likely trying to get to is that during this time, yes, your instincts are going to be kicking in. For a lot of you guys, you're going to be getting visions, dreams, these ideas. You'll be fine, and then it's like boom, like these emotions just hit you. A lot of it has to do with like past memories. The reason for that too, guys, that we are tending to kind of go back to our memories of our childhood, or even emotions that we haven't even seen come out since we were children. It's because the natural ruler of Cancer is Moon, and Cancer sits at the 4th house. The fourth house in our natal chart represents the home. It is also one of the mystical houses compared to the 8th house and the 12th house. This is where we see our first water element, and this is where we get our first attachment and emotion to the mother. The energy of the mother of the home plays out in the 4th house. You can learn a lot from how a person grew up, or their behaviors, or even how their mother are, by just looking at their 4th house. And if their mother played a huge and continues to play a huge effect in their life. For example, like if their 4th house is still, it's very active, meaning there's planets in there, there's aspects in there, and so on. And not only that, it could be also representing their career. Like real estate falls in there as well. That is what the 4th house is. Matters of the home. It is the matters of the home that stay behind closed doors, and it provides nurturing, security. These emotions are like purging. They're coming out. Now the purging, a lot of it has to do because we have Saturn coming into a conjunction with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. I'll touch base in a little bit about this other aspect, just kind of explaining more about this lunar eclipse. Yes, you're going to feel a lot of emotions, and you're not going to know where they're coming. So guys, what I do want to say about this, and my advice for you, is that today is a Friday night. It is also the day of love. Friday is naturally ruled under Aphrodite, Orisha god, Oshun. So this is a time of love. Friday is like a lovable energy. This is where I love my Fridays. I am technically off on Fridays. I mean, Fridays is like where I do nourish myself, and I try to nurture myself more, because I had just worked all week before that, and it's like my downtime. It's my downtime. And my downtime is what I love, because I am naturally an introvert. For you guys, it's Friday night, okay? And Friday night, it's like party, down some drinks. You're getting ready to go out. I mean, it's fine. But I just strongly encourage not to drink any alcohol tonight. And the reason for that is because alcohol is a downer. And if you're someone that has already been very emotionally charged, you're very highly in tune, especially depending on where Cancer is falling into your natal chart. It could also be your health. Maybe, going out, drinking is not the best thing to do. Maybe you need to stay home and rest up. You've been putting on a lot of stress from work, and maybe you're already having some health issues. The best thing to do right now is this is healing energy. The eclipse and the full moon itself in Cancer is healing energy. It's a water element, it's a water sign, and water is of healing. So this is the best time. Stay home, stay away from alcohol. Alcohol is just going to intensify those emotions. It's the truth serum. You don't want to end up like Drake. All right, ex's door, or you don't want to end up calling that fuck boy that you should have been cut off. Emotions have already been intensified. This lunar eclipse is not something that's just it has been affecting you like today. It has been playing out throughout the week, and whatever it does fall into your natal chart. So for example, I'll give you an example. I'll give you my own personal example. I see it a lot. I have been seeing it a lot when it comes to sexual healing, like a sexual healing. However, depending who the individual it is that you're exchanging that sexual energy with, you can definitely absorb that. So to me, when it comes to emotions, it's like I'm trying the best that I can to kill off an emotion, the sexual emotion about an individual. And I don't think it's just this individual in particular. I think it's just that this individual is currently playing a role in my life. That is why it's kind of like being projected onto this individual. Sorry guys, I just get kind of like, I see, because I'm in front of the camera, so I'm like, oh, I'm trying to hold back. In the beginning of the week, I got in my feelings, okay? I caught feelings. I hate that shit, catch feelings. We all have fucking feelings. Anyways, yeah, I got in my feelings and I just started thinking about everything from the moment I met this individual and how unfair I felt I was treated when it came to emotions, how I was emotionally treated. And this individual, for a while, I don't really want to get so much into depth with that, but I do want to say that this individual has been a little bit more active into my life now, and it started to like freak me out, because in my mind, again, with my emotions, I got in my emotions and I started saying, oh my gosh, like it's gonna happen again. Watch, it's gonna happen again. This person is gonna hurt me again. They're gonna, and you could just tell, Isabel, look, they're telling you one thing, but they're acting out another way. And you have to be rational. The best advice I can give, especially during this time, remain logical. Remain logical. Because if you start talking through your emotions, you're gonna sound like a lunatic. All right? Lunatic. Lunatic originated from the Latin word luna. Just throwing that in there. So just be very mindful, guys, that when you are going through this, it's best to just stay home, because it does very much, this is more of a general way to kind of understand the energy itself, but this is something that it does play out individually, again, depending on where the lunar eclipse is going to be affecting your natal chart. Sorry, so going back to what I was saying, again, I should have put my phone on a do not disturb, because every time someone calls, it just cuts it off, I mean. If you're messing with a fuckboy, and you've told yourself, especially now, because if you're very in tune with your emotions and you find yourself like, oh my God, why does he treat me like this? One of the issues that's going on with a fuckboy situation is they're not giving you their all, and they're just giving you like little, crumbs, and you're just trying to fetch. Listen, I'm only saying this because I'm going through a situation right very now. So it's just best stay home, work on yourself, do yourself a cleansing bath. If you don't have a bathtub, do a shower. You can use basil, agua de Florida. Sea salt is very good. And so pink Himalayan salt is also very good to use. Be around water and be at home. If you have children, if you live with your mother, your father, or you have family members that you live with, stay home and be with them. Right now, that is what you need. You need to nurture your emotions. Surrender. It's not an action. Meaning, oh, I feel this way about this person. Let me call them up and do and I have to tell them this, or let me drive by their house, or no. You can do all that in the privacy of your home. That's why it's Cancer, which rules the home of privacy. You can do all of that there. And there, You're gonna get in touch with them, you're gonna understand, you're gonna see where it's coming from, and you're gonna stay in tune with it, all right? Thank you for watching my video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at isagoddessvibe11, or you can also contact me at my Gmail, which is isagoddessvibe11 at gmail.com. So see you guys soon.